Kia ora, Lara here, and it is another episode for 14 days of Christmas, and check the links below for other people that are joining in on this. The idea is that 3 days each week we create something Christmas related, and normally it's a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Saturday, but for me, because I'm on the other side of the world, it's a Wednesday, a Friday and a Sunday. On the last one that I did, I shared a little folder, a little card folder, and today I'm going to do sort of part 2 of that, where I'm making a really simple card that could be used for basically with any sentiment on it, depending on the papers and things that you use. And these cards are to go in the little card folio. So I'm using one of the close to my heart sort of birthday collections for this particular card, and what I've done is I've just grabbed one of the blank cards. So you can get bulk blank cards that are pre-scored and they come with matching envelopes and stuff like that, and they are 5.5 by 4.25 inches. So I've cut down one of the pieces of paper there with the balloons on it to the left, and I've cut this down to measure 5.25 by 4 inches, so there's a little bit of a white border. And now I'm measuring, I've cut a 2-inch, so it's 2 inches wide and 4 inches across, so it basically goes across the full width of the patterned paper base that I've created. And now I'm going to cut one at 1.5 inches, and I'm going to do this 1.5 by 4 inches, and it's going to just sit inside that 2-inch piece that I've put there. And so these, because I'm sort of using the birthday collection, I am going to use, I'm going to sort of put a birthday sentiment on there, but I'll show you that soon. This piece of white daisy cardstock is 1 inch by 4 inches, and basically I'm going to stamp the sentiment onto the white piece. And then I'm going to add a sticker to the left of it. So just pulling that out, and I will grab some stamps, and still sort of deciding which ones to use. And I've sort of got a pile of them there, and looking for a suitable birthday sentiment. This is why it's really good to collect stamps with sentiments on it, because you never know when you're going to need that particular font or that particular greeting. So I have chosen one there, and I'm going to mount that onto a stamp block. And I'm just going to use, I think, the Intense Black ink, because that's the one that I have handy. So the stamp that I'm doing has got 2 parts to it. There's a happy part and a birthday part. And so I'm sticking them and sort of aligning them on the stamp block. The mat that I'm using here, the Versamat's really good for lining up stamps on. So I can even them up a little bit. See, I should have used it to start with because they weren't quite right. So getting these there, I love with the clear blocks how you can sort of see when you place it over the white where it's going to end up. And so happy, it's saying birthday wishes, I think, was what that one is actually saying, even though I thought it said happy birthday here when I'm doing that voiceover. So just inking up that stamp and then getting it ready to place onto the little piece of white daisy cardstock. Now it comes out a little bit crooked, and I'm not really very happy with that, so I do go ahead and redo that sentiment. I actually just turn it over and use the other side, so it's quite handy having the white daisy, because it does just mean that I can use the other side. I was taking a workshop today, and a few of the times the ladies, I'd said to them, make sure you practice your stamping so you get a good impression and things like that. And a few times they didn't quite do that, and the ink didn't quite transfer very well, so they were able to go over it in pen, but then the next time they did it, they were either able to turn it over and use the other side, or they actually did start practicing after a while, so that was good to get that in. So I'm just going to now stick these all together. So this card, you will see at the end how I sort of make 6 different using basically this same design, but it's quite nice in these card folios to have some kind of connecting feature rather than a whole lot of random cards. But if you're a card maker, you may have a whole lot already, so you could have just made that folio and stuck some cards in it that you've already got. It can be a good way to gift your cards so that they can be re-gifted and used by someone else. So that strip's just a little bit too long there, so I'm going to just trim it off before sticking it down. And I decided I'm going to stick the base down first. So just using double-sided tape. I couldn't find my tape runner and missing it. I did find it just before I packed up to go away for the weekend actually, and I thought, oh, there it is. I wish I'd had that when I was making these cards. So anyway, I found that now, so I'm happy about that one. So just sticking down the papers, leaving that little white border around the edge that I mentioned before, and then I'm going to stick down the sort of strips that we've created, the 2-inch wide, the 1.5 inch wide, and the 1 inch, and they are all 4 inches across. So getting that double-sided tape off, and I'm sort of positioning it in the lower half, or the lower third. So yeah, it's just down there. And for this one, I'm going to use the balloons that kind of match the balloons in the background, and that's the sticker sheet as well from that same matching collection. So there's one of the cards, and I'm going to pretty much make some others. So you can see that I've done 2 here, and I'm just going to hold my camera and show you one of the folios with the 6 cards in it. So here they are tucked inside, nice and neat. I'm just going to undo that one-handed and open that up, and there we have the cards and envelopes tucked inside. You can see there's 2 of them there, and that's using the flower shop collection and then the birthday collection as well. So there's 6 wee cards in a little card folio ready to gift someone, coming together super simply and really nicely. Hey, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, I hope you'll subscribe and check the links below. Thanks.